I can't tell you how many times people told me that I wouldn't come back, I can't come back.
Vonn over the top, and she is down.
I had 2 ACL surgeries, MCL, meniscus. I have a plate and 19 screws in my arm. People said it was impossible. You have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to? Perseverance. Continue in a course of action, even in the face of difficulty or with little or no prospect of success. I was, I think, 17 or 18 years old, and I didn't finish in 50 out of 55 races. I wasn't gonna make the US ski team, and I really had to figure out, okay, do I wanna quit? What can I do to turn things around? And instead of quitting, I decided to invest money I didn't have and hired a trainer and recommitted myself to trying to succeed in the sport. And actually the next season was the season that I got my first podium. The most important thing in any journey in life is just to think about why you do what you do, what motivates you, what drives you. And I think when you really find something that you truly care about, it helps so much. When I've been in hospital beds or in rehab, I just think of the reason why I'm doing it, which is because I love skiing, and that always gets me through. When I was younger, I didn't really appreciate the work that it took to go into being a racer, and I undervalued it, and I thought, well, who's counting my reps? No one's counting. If I did 9 reps instead of 10, who's gonna know? And the second you start to compromise with yourself, you don't allow yourself to be the best that you can be. The hardest lessons that I've learned in my life, I wouldn't take back, because as hard as they were to learn, they always taught me something about myself or about life or about, in relationships, what I need or don't need. A lot of them I wish I hadn't experienced, and very painful, either physically or emotionally, but I think that's what made my successes even more sweet, is because I had experienced all of those different adversities. I've always had a good perspective because of my mom. She had a stroke when she had me, and she wasn't able to physically do most of the things that I enjoyed doing, but she always had a great outlook, like a great positivity about her that was never diminished, no matter how many times she failed at things. Like, she would try biking and she would fall and fall and fall, but she kept getting back up and trying, and always with the same positive attitude. And when she was diagnosed with ALS, it was the same thing. She just was always positive every single day, and it just, it helped me, and it still helps me, and I just always think of her when I have a hard day. My mission with the Lindsey Vonn Foundation is to empower underserved girls through scholarships and programs. And I started the foundation when I was injured, which is probably the best thing that came out of my injuries. Shockingly, so many people tell kids they can't do something, even when that's what they dream of doing. Mental health and taking care of themselves and positive body image and bullying and all of the things that kind of go with being a young teenager. We try to help encourage them and empower them and give them resources to be able to cope with things like depression. And I've had depression since I was a teenager, and in my retirement, I had a hard time dealing with the fact that something that I loved was no longer there. For me, communicating that out loud was a really big deal, and it was a really hard step for me to take. Whether you're a founder or a CEO or an athlete, when you're working exceptionally hard and you have success, it can be really challenging and isolating, and there's not really very many people you can talk to. It's a difficult position to be in, and that's why I think it's important to have like a non-biased person that can really help you. Everyone needs different things. It's just figuring out, okay, what type of outlet do I need to maintain a good balance for my mental health? 3 important things to be successful at whatever it is you're doing is the belief in yourself, your willingness to make sacrifices for those beliefs and where you want to go, and having a support system around you to enable you to achieve what you want, because inevitably we all have bad days and we will all need to persevere through adversity. But if you can have those 3 things, I think that will set you off on a good path.